Welcome to Weird and Bizarre History, where we step into the shadows of the past and discover the strange and fascinating historical events that occurred on this day in history. We dive into the weird and bizarre events that shaped the world. Join us daily for tales of triumph, tragedy, scandal, and intriguing stories that will leave you speechless. Let's dig into the most stunning political events of August 28 that reshaped history. 1. Missionary Armand Dahl detained in Mozambique 1975. On August 28, 1975, Marxist extremists detained missionary Armand Dahl in Mozambique during post-independence turmoil. The shocking arrest, amid the country's shift to a Marxist-Leninist state, highlighted the dangers faced by foreigners in politically unstable regions. Dahl's detention, driven by suspicion of Western influence, stunned missionary communities and exposed the volatile climate following Portugal's colonial withdrawal. His release after intense diplomatic pressure underscored the fragility of post-colonial transitions, leaving global observers rattled by the audacity of targeting a religious figure in Mozambique's chaotic new regime. 2. Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah survives assassination attempt 1963. On August 28, 1963, Ghana's President Kwame Nkrumah narrowly escaped an assassination attempt in Kalungugu, shocking Africa's post-colonial landscape. The bomb attack, allegedly by political rivals, killed several aides and injured Nkrumah, highlighting tensions in Ghana's push for Pan-African unity. The brazen attempt on a revered independence leader stunned supporters and alarmed international allies, exposing the fragility of new African governments. Nkrumah's survival strengthened his resolve but fueled paranoia, leading to authoritarian measures that reshaped Ghana's political trajectory and reverberated across the continent. 3. 88 Uprising in Burma begins 1988. On August 28, 1988, the 88 Uprising erupted in Rangoon, Burma, as students led nationwide protests against the military regime. The movement, named for its August 8 start, escalated on the 28th, with hundreds of thousands demanding democracy, shocking the world with its scale. The military's brutal crackdown, killing thousands, stunned global observers, exposing the regime's ruthlessness. The uprising's failure led to Aung San Suu Kyi's rise as a democracy icon, reshaping Myanmar's political narrative and highlighting the cost of dissent. 4. Battle of Bekgang crushes beach restoration 663. On August 28, 663, Silatang armies defeated Beech in Yamato, Japan in the Battle of Bekgang, ending Beech's restoration attempt in Korea. The shocking defeat, with thousands killed, forced Japan's withdrawal from the peninsula, stunning its imperial ambitions. The Tang dynasty's dominance solidified, reshaping East Asian power dynamics. The battle's ferocity and strategic betrayal by allies left Korea's political landscape transformed, shocking regional powers and cementing Sila's unification efforts under Tang influence, with lasting impacts on Korean sovereignty. 5. Wave Hill Walk-Off Victory for Indigenous Rights 1975. On August 28, 1975, Australian Prime Minister Gough Whitlam symbolically handed over land to the Gurindji people, marking a landmark victory after the 8-year Wave Hill Walk-Off. The strike, led by Vincent Lingiari against exploitative cattle station conditions, shocked Australia's political establishment, exposing systemic Indigenous oppression. This event galvanized land rights movements, stunning conservative critics and reshaping national policy. Celebrated in Paul Kelly's 1991 song, it remains a defining moment in Australia's fight for Indigenous justice. 6. Battle of Heligoland Bight shocks naval warfare 1914. On August 28, 1914, Britain's Royal Navy defeated Germany in the Battle of Heligoland Bight, a shocking early World War I naval victory. Australian naval units, part of the British Empire's forces, contributed to sinking 3 German cruisers, stunning Germany's naval command. The bold ambush in the North Sea exposed German vulnerabilities, boosting Allied morale and reshaping naval strategies. The victory, costing over 1,000 German lives, shocked the world, signaling Australia's emerging role in global conflicts and the intensity of modern warfare. 7. Ottoman Turks occupy Belgrade 1521. On August 28, 1521, Ottoman forces under Suleiman the Magnificent captured Belgrade, shocking Europe's Christian powers. The fall of this strategic fortress, after a brutal siege, marked a major Ottoman advance, threatening Hungary and beyond. The loss stunned European monarchs, exposing vulnerabilities in their defenses against Islamic expansion. Belgrade's fall shifted regional power, emboldening Ottoman conquests and sparking fear across Christendom, with long-term consequences for European politics and the ongoing Ottoman-Christian conflicts. 8. Suffragists picket President Wilson at White House 1917. On August 28, 1917, suffragists picketed President Woodrow Wilson outside the White House, demanding women's voting rights. The bold protest, led by the National Woman's Party, shocked Washington with its direct challenge to Wilson's lukewarm stance. Arrests and harsh treatment of protesters, including force-feeding during hunger strikes, stunned the public, galvanizing support for the 19th Amendment. This transatlantic influence inspired European suffragists, reshaping gender politics and highlighting the power of nonviolent resistance. 9. Nixon resigns amid Watergate scandal 1974. On August 28, 1974, President Richard Nixon's resignation, announced on August 8, took effect, shocking the world. The Watergate scandal, involving illegal wiretapping and cover-ups, forced Nixon to step down, the first U.S. president to do so. The revelation of abuse of power stunned Americans, eroding trust in government. Gerald Ford's subsequent pardon of Nixon sparked further controversy, reshaping U.S. political accountability and leaving a lasting legacy of skepticism toward leadership. The crisis redefined American democracy's resilience. 10. Chicago Democratic Convention riots 1968. On August 28, 1968, the Democratic National Convention in Chicago descended into chaos as police clashed with Vietnam War protesters. Thousands, including students and activists, faced tear gas and batons, shocking the nation with televised brutality. The riots, sparked by internal Democratic Party splits over Vietnam, stunned viewers, exposing deep societal divisions. The violence discredited the party's unity, influencing the election of Richard Nixon and highlighting the era's turbulent anti-war sentiment, reshaping U.S. political discourse. Bonus, Cachical Maya rebel against Spanish allies 1524. On August 28, 1524, the Cachical Maya rebelled against their former Spanish allies during the conquest of Guatemala, shocking the colonial forces. Initially allied against rival tribes, the Cachical turned on the Spanish over land disputes and oppression, launching a fierce resistance. The uprising stunned conquistadors, exposing the fragility of alliances in colonial campaigns. The rebellion's failure led to harsher Spanish control, but it inspired future indigenous resistance, reshaping Central America's colonial dynamics and leaving a legacy of defiance. That's it for today. Which of these history is your favorite? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos. Check out our other videos for more history. Thanks for watching. See you next time.